And we're so excited to be here to share with you exactly what we're doing with the kindergarten students at Moulton Elementary. We have been going to Moulton Elementary for the last year and a half, working with all 4 kindergarten teachers, going into our classrooms, getting to know the students, doing different activities, working one-on-one with students, as well as working in small groups. And they get so excited when we walk into the room. They're like, Dr. J, they give me big hugs and they're so excited. So even when they're struggling in mathematics, they're still excited and they're trying to really figure out how to write the numbers, talk about the different shapes. So we're going to give you a little background of our work at Moulton, and then we're going to take you through a couple activities that we do with some of the students there.
So, how many of you texted already? Okay, and you got the reply message? So you are officially signed up as a parent right now. I have the ability to go in and see who signed up today and take you off the initial list, but we wanted to engage you in exactly what parents are participating in. So we're going to go through that today. So I'm just going to give you a little background about the study. So what we've found so far, or what we kind of our background to this, is that homeschool partnerships are really critical to students' learning and growth. And parents want communication, but they really look to teachers and schools to initiate that communication, and that actually school policies and teacher practices are more important about that communication than race, parent education, family size. So it's really important that schools put policies in places that encourage teachers to reach out to parents in different ways. And the interesting thing is that one of these ways, of course, is text messaging. And we know that most people have cell phones now. And the interesting thing about communicating via cell phone is that emails sent to parents are open at a rate of 36%, whereas 95% of text messages are open. So this is one of the reasons we've used this medium. And that there have been almost no studies on using mathematically focused text messages. They've started using text messages to communicate with parents about literacy ideas and literacy skills. And what they found on these studies with literacy is that it increases parent involvement, it increases student achievement and attendance. So initial results in looking at literacy have really great and significant findings. So what our project is doing this in mathematics. So what we're going to do, well, these are our research questions. We're trying to create, how do we create relevant and useful mathematically focused text messages that build on parents' funds of knowledge? We're going to try to talk about that today, and then create greater connections to the school. And then how does mathematically focused texting increase connections between parents and teachers? And how can these be used to build on students' mathematical thinking at home? So today we're going to do an example of our process today. So you should have gotten a reply already, and then here's today's activity.
So this is an actual lesson that took place in the kindergarten classrooms yesterday. So we are right on the market. So on this page is a page from the Go Math series, because at Moulton Elementary they use the curriculum of Go Math for mathematics. And you have this figure here. So what I would like you to do, you have Play-Doh on your tables, and you have your little placemat that you can use your Play-Doh at. And for those of you who are sitting around, please feel free to come and join us and grab some Play-Doh. And what I would like you to do is, I would like you to make 4 balls, just like this picture here. So roll your Play-Doh into 4 balls.
And your little placemats so we don't create a mess on the table. So you can placemat.
You don't necessarily want your balls to be huge, because we're going to use
You're going to create 8.
more balls. So right now, just create your 4 balls.
Are you playing?
No, I'll make.
Come on, you'll make some balls.
Yeah.
Here, you can slide it.
How about this size?
Make sure they're round, because we've already talked about what shape is that ball. What is that shape?
Sphere.
That's a sphere, exactly. So we've already talked about spheres, and we know some of the characteristics of spheres. So roll your ball so that it looks just like a sphere.
lumpy.
Yeah, in class we've been talking about 3D shapes. That's what we've been talking about in kindergarten last 2 weeks. 3D shapes. I know.
So
right?
it's really amazing when you go into the kindergarten classrooms, they know the 3D shapes, they know the 2D shapes. They not only know them by name, they can give you the characteristics of those shapes. So it's not just simply memorizing the different shapes and telling you, okay, this is a sphere or this is a square. So now that you have your 4 balls, we're going to now take our toothpicks, and I would like you to make that shape, which of course in the classroom the teachers ask them, this is a what shape? So I'm going to do the exact same thing. This is a what?
Square.
Square. Very, very good. So we have that shape of square. So go ahead and use your toothpicks and make your square. Nice job, nice job. So now once you have that finished, do the exact same thing all over again. So go ahead and roll 4 more balls and then put in your toothpicks to create another square.
Let's look at squares.
Yeah.
I don't know, they were telling me, they were like, this is a triangular prism. I was like, yes it is.
My children love geography.
Yeah.
I can use their words.
Of course, the kindergartners, they were really excited about working with the Play-Doh, moving into the walls.
It's happening in this table too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, you know, since my kids were born.
I know, look at the Cole One teammates.
Nice. Right?
Love it.
So once you have your 2 squares, what I would like you to do is take your toothpicks and you're going to put a toothpick straight up and down into each one of your circles so that it is vertical. Only on one square. Once you have done that, lift up your other square and put it on top of those toothpicks that are sticking straight up. Please.
Oh, of course. There's this.
Yeah.
I don't know, because like Chad's falling down on the ground. It's like super close. You have the supporting.
When you're complete, you should have a shape that looks like this. Now, we've already in class talked about this shape. Does anyone know what shape this is? It's a cube. How many vertices does a cube have? And kindergartners, they do know vertices. And they know what vertices are. So how many vertices does this cube have? 8 vertices, exactly. How many faces does this cube have? 6. What I would like you to do, I would like you to show your neighbor your vertices as well as your faces. Just point them out.
Where's your birthday? It's about to go public. Are you okay with that?
What the shape is once it's not
So once the teacher went through this lesson yesterday with the kindergartners, the teacher gave the kindergartners the opportunity to create any shape that they wanted. So we're going to give you that same opportunity, and then we'll take some time to share. So you can break it down if you have more Play-Doh, or you may have to use that Play-Doh on your cube. So you can use your cube as a building block to create another shape on top of that, because a lot of the kids are saying, oh, I can make a house. And we can talk about how would you make a house from the cube, or I can make this particular shape, or I can make a tetrahedron. They were talking about different things. So go ahead and create one other shape with your cube, or I'm sorry, with your Play-Doh. And there's more toothpicks on your tables that you can use to create your shape. And if you need more toothpicks, just let us know, we'll bring some more around.
We even just tried doing it for insurance. We have to use this prescription.
Oh, right. I always Ooh, smart.
That's kind of cool.
Yes.
I mean, take your time.
Get in distracted. I love that. I'm so glad. So this is called splitting the task. I'm too busy tweeting.
Once you have your shape and you really like it, if you don't mind, go ahead and take a picture of what you created with your phone. This will help you keep it in your mind as a remembrance of the different shapes that you made, etc. So go ahead and take a picture, please. Yes.
Would picture taking have been a component of the lesson somehow?
Yes, and no, we're going to get to that. Yes, that's a very, very good question. So, once the lesson was over, yesterday's Thursday. Okay, make sure I have my dates. Every Thursday, we send out a text message to the parents. And so yesterday, we sent.
So these are
Wait a
just
minute.
examples.
Oh,
Katie.
that's right. Okay, not yet.
These
Not
are
yet.
examples, so these are from, you can actually see, these are from
The different dates.
the different dates. You can see when these were sent on, they were sent in November. So usually what we do is we start out, sometimes I can squeeze it in because it is a text message and some people have different phones, so I need to make sure that they make it in 140 characters or less, but because our text messaging system has to have molten math first, I have 128 characters. And so we say what is happening in class first because parents want to know what happened in class. So we say in class they're learning about this so that they know what they can build on however they want to. And then we give an idea for a way that they could build on what's going on in class. So this is all sent on the 1st of November. This is going on in class. This is what we'd like you to try out. And then a week later, same time, this is what we're doing in class. This is a way to try it out. So what we sent this week we got it all condensed into one message, which rarely happens. And we said, we're learning about 2D and 3D shapes in math. Please take a photo of a shape and text it to this number to share with the class.
So now that, to answer your question, yes, we are going to take, we didn't do the teachers didn't actually do it in their classroom, but this is what we're asking the parents to do to continue, have that communication carry on at home. So we would like you to do the exact same thing. We would like, you've already taken your picture of your shape, go ahead and text it to that number, please. Which is an Iowa State number. It may be kind of familiar Iowa State number.
And so while you're doing that, the reason that we really wanted to create two-way communication is because we really wanted to use what parents and families were doing at home. So if they're finding particular shapes, then those shapes can come back to school, and then what we do is we route them to the particular teacher who it came from. So we know which parents are participating, we know who's in what class, and we send them so that the teacher can share those pictures in the class and be like, oh, this is so-and-so's picture, tell us about it. So that we're bringing in that knowledge from home and bringing in knowledge from families into the classroom. So that's our reasoning behind this. So we're collecting data and doing this, of course, because it's a research study. So we have weekly classroom visits. We are getting into the classrooms. We're doing a weekly text. We're doing a weekly parent survey. We're just asking, were you able to do this activity or were you not able to do? And about every week, we have about 50% saying yes, they were able to do this activity. And it isn't always the same parent, so that's nice. We are planning this spring to do home visits with families and their teacher so that we can kind of learn more about how we can bring families into the school and into mathematics. And then we're going to have parent focus groups to find out about how the text messages went, how we can improve them, because we hope this isn't just a one-year study. And then we have teacher interviews and teacher focus groups, so we can kind of see if we've had a few already about how do we better reach parents? Are these text messages, do they make sense with your curriculum? And then we had a pre-interview, and we'll have a post-interview with the teachers also. And that's it, so we have space for questions. I have to pull them up.
As you have questions, or if you have questions, Molly's gonna take some time to pull up the pictures that you just sent, so you can see what we get to see as part of our data. So are there any questions that you may have about our work at Moulton? Yes.
I think it's great.
Thank you.
What do you guys do with any issues with language barriers? Do you have interpreters? How do you handle that?
At Moulton, at the kindergarten classroom, they have students that speak Swahili, students that, of course, speak Spanish, Swahili, other language, you have to excuse me because I do not enunciate or pronounce them correctly, but there are several different languages. So we have hired translators to translate the text messages to, as well as the consent forms to go home to those parents so they can respond back in their particular language so that it's not a language barrier. Because we don't want to just communicate to English-speaking parents, because the purpose for this study is to make sure all parents will be able to participate and have that linguistically connections with all parents so that they can know what's actually going on in the mathematics classroom, and they can also work with their students at home in their own mathematical language as well. Other questions?
Do we get to keep the Play-Doh?
I really wish you could, but we will need that back because we'll need it for other
Thought I'd
projects.
ask.
I know. So much fun to play with and to squish is one of those enjoyable moments.
So, I'm gonna tell you that we had ended up, when we first started this project, we were hoping to use an app, Bug Class Dojo, that Moulton was using. And we found that we did have I don't know if it was statistically significant, but a significant number of parents that didn't have smartphones, though most did. And so we really wanted it to be a text message, that it was just simple. And so we ended up going with a group that sends text messages if you sign up for like Yonkers or Target discounts. And they give us a huge discount because we're a university and working with parents, fortunately. But so I just pulled up these. I'm just going. This is somebody's Diamonds. And so I can see all the people who just sent in. Sent this in. Oh, it was a diamond? Is that what it was? Yeah. Oh,
Nice.
I was like, diamond. Let's just put on the diamond. Okay. So you can kind of see our different, I just click and I can see different things, and I can download these for the teachers and send them on their way because they are connected to your phone number. So let me just show a few of them.
So this is how we're able to take what we are communicating with the parents back to the teacher so they can have that full cycle in the circle of not only what's going on in the classroom, what's happening at home, back to the classroom. So there's that full circle, that full parent and teacher classroom communication. Any other questions?
What kind of back and forth responses do you get with parents?
Now for this one, we haven't received any responses yet, but for the other text messages, we may have asked them to find different circles in our home and have the students locate the circles, and it's just a matter of whether they did it or not at that time. But this was the one that we actually had them send the picture back.